Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you a Meineke Car Care Bowl of Texas game preview between the Minnesota Golden Gophers and the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Now let's take a look at some keys to victory for both teams, starting with the Golden Gophers.
Now let's take a look at the Gophers in this matchup and what's going to happen. Minnesota will be relying on running back Donnell Kirkwood heavily in this ball game, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Marquise Gray, a tremendous athlete, in more of an increased role in some sort of wild Gopher type of package to help aid that running game and take a lot of pressure off the young quarterback in Philip Nelson, who's been playing some sound football, but they have to make it easy for him because they will have to find plays in the passing game to be successful versus Texas Tech. Now, defensively, you look at the Gophers, in my honest opinion, I think they've played some sound ball, especially in the secondary. And when you look at defensive backs Brock Vereen, Michael Carter, and a talented Troy Stoudemire, I think they're going to have to continue that stellar play this week versus the passing game of the Red Raiders. However, when you look at linebacker Aaron Hall and what he's done this season, he's going to have to get the rest of those guys up there on the front seven to not lose sight of the running game, because don't be surprised if Texas Tech tries to come in and establishes the run early to open up their passing game, because we know they can rely on that, but don't be surprised if they lean on the run first to set up the pass. Now let's move over to Texas Tech in this ball game, and first I have to say that I love the Cliff Kingsbury hire. I think that's a great fit for that program. Now what's underrated about the Red Raiders is how quietly they are well balanced, and I like that a lot. And a lot has been made about quarterback Seth Dagey, and rightfully so. He's an outstanding player, and they have some outstanding wide receivers. But let's take a look at the tailbacks in this ball game. Kenny Williams, Eric Stevens Jr., and Sadell Foster all combined for over 1,600 yards, so they can really get it done in both aspects of their offense. And the offensive line has been stellar all season long. Now defensively, I love the defensive line of the Red Raiders. They're led by their outstanding defensive tackle, Kerry Hyder, 6'2", 281 pounds, 13 TFLs, tells me he lives behind the line of scrimmage, and defensive end Dartwin Bush, bringing the speed off the edge, so they can really do the damage in stopping the run and also getting after the quarterback. But look for the Red Raiders to play closer to the line of scrimmage to challenge Minnesota and actually dare them to throw the football. That type of defensive game plan puts a lot of pressure on the corners to be active in a running game. If they're up to the challenge, then it goes a long way in helping the Red Raiders come away with the victory. Marquise Gray is an intriguing prospect in my opinion. This is a guy that has all of the physical tools. 6'4", 230 pounds, was a highly recruited quarterback coming out of high school, played receiver his first year at Minnesota as Adam Weber was leading that team, and then played some good quarterback and also now moved back to wide receiver after the injury. So you really don't know where to put him as a prospect, which is why I have him listed as an athlete. He may translate to be a developmental quarterback, may translate to be an outstanding receiver. Either way, this offseason will be highly critical for him to prove where he belongs at the next level. And I'm a big fan of strong safety Cody Davis for Texas Tech, 6'2", 204, shows great range, a guy that can move sideline to sideline and is also very active in the running game. That's what you want out of a strong safety. I think this guy has a shot to make a significant impact at the next level. The talented running back Bruce Smith gets my vote as campus legend. This is back when Minnesota was a significant powerhouse. I'm talking about from the 30s all the way up to the 60s, winning national championships. Bruce Smith was one of the best players in Gopher history, won the Heisman Trophy in 1941, also led these guys to back-to-back Big Ten championships, and was a first-team All-American as well in 1941. Bam Morris is a campus legend for Texas Tech. This guy ruled the Southwest Conference from 1991 to 1994, was the school's first Doak Walker Trophy Award winner, and in 1993 amassed over 1,700 yards, 22 touchdowns at 5.9 yards a carry. This is back when coaches weren't afraid to line up and run the football with a big guy back there in the backfield, and Bam Morris was one of the best. You look at this team as a whole, you see an explosive offense, and you always want to focus on their passing game. But like I said before, they can run the football. Their offensive line is stout. They do a great job of spreading the field and attacking the individual matchups. But I think their defense will be the reason why they win this ball game. They can dominate up front, and they have the outstanding skill players in the secondary to make plays on the passing game. Although they will be asked to be better run defenders more so this week versus Minnesota, I like Texas Tech to win this game. Right now, the Golden Gophers are too one-dimensional in order to be effective.